Now I will show you on our previous program how to change the program in order to control output by the pulses. First of all, if you have connected connection with our PLC in online mode, so please switch off in order to faster working on our program, because the program is not so busy in offline mode. Or of course we have to a little bit wait. When we have got our program in offline mode, we can change it. So first of all, I would like implement you something new contactors with P and N. What does it mean? Exactly, it is a rising edge and falling edge. When we have got the signal, and when this signal appear, so it is exactly one cycle of the PLC when this signal appear. So it is only one cycle from this time. So when we want to use something like this, we have to put here some special memory. For example, it is important to put the not used in the program memory, for example M0.0. Or of course we have got this tag 1, so for example change name that it is slope, and slope, for example, number 1. We change it. And what does it mean? For what we write here this slope? Because the program has to somewhere save our previous state from the previous cycle. It is only for the program. It is something like this, that we have to write on a piece of paper the previous state. The program does not make it automatically. We have to write here our memory, which will be for this variable. The most problems which we have got with this is this, that we use sometimes in second variable the same slope. It is very important to use only one slope of this memory address only once in the program, because when we make it twice, so the program will completely does not work if we don't know why it's working in not a good way. So when we have got this, and now when we have our output, so what we have got now, if we compile and download the program to the PLC, we have got something like this, that if we switch on this variable, we have got only in one cycle the output 1. What does it mean, one cycle? We can check our time of the cycle of the PLC. Do you remember it was about 2 milliseconds? So this our output will be switched on for only 1 millisecond. If we have got, for example, PLC with the relay output, the relay has not so much time in order to switch on, so we cannot even check if it's everything working. It is an open coil. We have also set reset coil. What does it mean? This means that, for example, now when we have got this impulse of one cycle, so for example here will be impulse 1 millisecond and 0 for the rest time, and this 1 millisecond will set our coil. What does it mean set? Switch on. And our coil will be switched on as long as we do not reset it. How we can reset it? For example, for the falling slope, so you can copy it in order to make it faster. And what we should make? We will control from the same variable, but now for the falling edge, we change it for N, YP and YN, positive and negative trick. And we have to change here this slope, because when we put the same, it will not work correctly. So write here m0.1 if it is new address, so we have to write address, and next we can change the name. We write here slope 2. Change. When we have got this, so the last thing we have to write here reset coil. So you see the main difference. I will put here this coil open coil. So this open coil is switch on when we have got here signal on, and is switch off when we haven't got here signal. Next we have got two other coils, set reset, and it is a coil with the memory, we can say. If we put here the signal, so this coil with this variable will be set permanently. In other place in the program, when we put here the impulse, this coil will be resetted. Moreover, we have some special coil, negated coil. How it works? Completely opposite to this coil. So if we have got here signal 1, the coil will be 1. If here 0, coil will be 0. Here it is opposite. So if here we have got signal 1, coil will be 0. If here will be 0, the coil will be 1. But I think that the most used coils are these three. So set, reset, and open coil. What's more, this open coil, I prefer that you should use only once in the program. You can use it more than once, but this program must be switched on parts. It cannot working in one time the program with these two coils, but because you will have always the problem. So you should use open coil only once in the program, never twice. This coil open, this coil set reset you can use many times in the program, it's not a problem. And for example, the question for you, if we have got here this rising edge, and here I change also for one moment rising edge, what we will have got now? Our result of operation. If we put signal rising on M10.0, we'll put here set this coil. But here, exactly the same condition on the rising edge of the signal from M10.0 will reset the coil. So our output will be switch on or switch off, or maybe in some milliseconds switch on, some milliseconds switch off. What you can say? The answer is easy. The program is realized from up to down, so from network 1 to 3 to the end, and from the left to the right. So the first instruction will be realize this, and our output will be set. So our output Q0.0 will be switched on. But after very short time, in one cycle, so it is shorter than 1 milliseconds in our case, will be in next line resetted. So the solution is that our output will be always resetted. We'll not see any change of the state. Of course, if our output before writing this program was in position switch on, so it will be switch off on the rising edge. So also it is important in writing program, because when you make some mistakes in our program, then you will have some problems why our output is always resetted. I will show you a little bit challenge in next stage of our course, that you see that it is a little bit problem. So this kind of program we can download to our PLC. You have to see that I change during my speaking this value to falling edge, so please check if you have this falling. When we have our program in the PLC, we start it and after some time, of course, yes, when we have got it, so once again, right button of the mouse, modify to 1. And we can see that here we haven't got any signal because it was only in one cycle of the PLC, so by 1 millisecond. Even our program does not show it because it was so short time, but we can see the result of the operation. It is a green, so our output is switched on. When we change it to negative slope, so switch off, we can see that this must work because it was resetted, and we can see that it is switched off. You can check it many times and see that it's working. So when you now know how to use P-trick and N-trick contactors and the output of the set reset curl, I have some task for you. So make something like this, what I prepare here. It is on example from previous task. You see that we have got variable with the positive slope detection, and we control output 1. We switch on and switch off it. But we have got some more condition in the middle. So how it should work? When we give a pulse on our variable M10.0, so on the positive pulse, if the output is switched off, then output should be switched on. If the output is switched on, should be switched off. You can see and write exactly this program which I prepare for you here. But this program does not work. You will have to understand why it does not work and what to change here, what to add exactly to this program in order to control it in the way which I show you. By the logic way, when we see this program, it should work, but something is wrong here. So it is a task for you.